Well, I said, if you think this is a search for the truth, you ought to put down the bong. And it's true. This isn't about the truth anymore. This is about just win, baby. Doesn't matter who gets destroyed. Dr. Ford's in the way, destroy her.
What happens today? Does the FBI wrap it up? And if so, when is the vote?
I don't know. I think they're close, Bill. Keep in mind that we've already, and when I say we, the investigators on the Judiciary Committee have already done an investigation in addition to 6 other FBI background investigations. So I'm sure the FBI started with all of their prior work. They've, I understand that they've devoted a lot of agents to it. They understand that time is important here because there's some people, I'm not saying all of our Democratic colleagues, but there's some people here who are in bad faith. They're not interested in the truth. They just want to stall and restall and hoping that Judge Kavanaugh will quit. But he's not going to quit. He's going to be confirmed. As I told Mr. Carlson last night, some of my Democratic colleagues think that Judge Kavanaugh's a smoked turkey. He's not. You just watch. He will be confirmed, and he'll get some Democratic votes.
Senator, what are you hearing? I know you love to talk, and you listen. People stop you, and they say things. And what are you hearing from voters?
What I'm hearing from the voters in Louisiana is that enough is enough. They don't believe that anybody is in good faith right now in the United States Senate. They believe that there are some good people who are United States senators, but my constituents can't quite figure out what they're good for right now. They don't understand why, after 40 hours worth of testimony, hearing Dr. Ford, hearing Judge Kavanaugh, 6 FBI investigations, now 7, a full investigation by the Judiciary Committee, more stalling and restalling in bad faith, that we haven't voted. And frankly, I agree with them. I'm not prejudging the FBI report, but it's time for the senators to be senators, for women to women up, men to man up, and let's vote. Stand up in front of God and country, and you either believe that there is no due process left in America or you don't. I happen to believe there is. Now, I'm not saying that this is any country for creepy old men. It's not. Sexual harassment is wrong, and it goes on a lot, and the people who do it should be punished. But this is also no country at all without due process, and both the accuser and the accused are entitled to respect and fairness and due process, and they're entitled to defend themselves. And that's what Chuck Grassley and the Judiciary Committee had tried to do. That's not what some of my colleagues have tried to do. I told Mr. Carlson last night, and I know it was harsh, but I mean it. Some of my colleagues on the Democratic side are in good faith. Some, I'm convinced, I could be convinced, I'm rapidly being convinced, don't have a soul. How did I put it? Their mothers didn't breastfeed them. She didn't have to. They went to raw meat, right to raw meat. They don't care who gets destroyed, Dr. Ford, her confidentiality, her family. They don't care. Brett Kavanaugh gets destroyed, his reputation. It's just their whole mantra is just win, baby. Just win. Do whatever it takes.
We have struck a nerve.
And that's wrong.
You said a moment ago that some Democrats will vote for him.
Yes.
Which ones?
I'm not going to predict. I have some suspicions, but that's just my own personal feelings.
On the Republican side, what have you talked about with Jeff Flake? Is he in or not?
I don't know.
Susan Collins, Murkowski.
I don't know what Senator Flake will do. I'm not going to tell him what to do. He's a good man. He should follow his heart, but I hope he takes his brain with him.
Well, this morning he suggested that based on the FBI report, he'd have to see who they chose to interview and how many.
Well,
and if you
that's
listen,
up to Jeff.
And we've reached out to his office to try to get a clarification, but it sounds like the FBI report may not be sufficient enough for him based on that answer today on NBC.
Well, we agreed to delay things at Senator Flake's suggestion, and Senator Collins and Senator Murkowski, and I'm sure not criticizing them for making the suggestion. They said, look, we'll have a finite investigation by time, a week's worth, and we'll ask the FBI to investigate credible allegations, and we all understood it was to be a week.
But do you...
Now, if Senator Flake wants another week, that's his right. I'm not going to impugn his motives, but it's time to vote. And if Senator Flake wants to vote no, that's his prerogative. Well, I'm going to say it again. He should follow his heart. But I want Jeff to take his brain with him. He's heard the same evidence I have, or lack thereof.
Senator Coons already showing some concern that a week might not be long enough. Listen to this.
I hope the FBI has been allowed to follow all the reasonable leads from the credible allegations that were before the committee last week. And I know that puts them under a lot of pressure, but they've got the resources to do it. Jeff and I came to an important agreement that it would be a one-week investigation.
I just wonder how that is setting things up.
Senator Coons is my friend. I hold him in high esteem. I have great respect for him. But there's nothing on God's green earth that's going to make Senator Coons vote for Judge Brett Kavanaugh.
No. Sir, we thank you for coming by today. And we know you have an event with police officers.
Yes.
I think you call it Coffee with Cops.
National Coffee with Cops Day. It's been going on since 2011. Today I met and had coffee with 4 Capitol Police officers, heroes all. I told them how I feel about it. I thank them for their work. They sure don't do it for the money, and I told them that there are people out there who think cops are guilty until proven innocent. And my feeling is, if you hate cops just because they're cops, then the next time you get in trouble, feel free to call a crackhead.
Senator, your candor is always appreciated.
It's a good reminder to stop and thank your local police.
John Kennedy.
Absolutely, they are great.
Thank you, sir.